Okay, I think that we're live on Facebook now. I'm going to wait for my peers to let me know if we are live. So I'm going to assume that we are unless I hear otherwise. So we welcome everybody. We are this week, we're doing our Inspired By with Free Spirit. And we are here this week with Helen and Jenny from So Kind of Wonderful. So we're really excited about this. I'm just waiting to hear that it says that we're live, so I'm going to keep going. So again, we're here with Inspired By Free Spirit Fabrics, and you can find us at freespiritfabrics.com if you'd like to know anything about Free Spirit Fabrics. My name is Sharon Thornton, and I am here this week with Helen Robinson and Jenny Pedigo. They are both from So Kind of Wonderful, and we're really excited to have them this week. If you're interested in finding out any information about So Kind of Wonderful, you can find them at sokindofwonderful.com. As always, we ask you to send us hearts. We ask you to send us thumbs up. We ask you to tell us where you're tuning in from, because we always love to know. People tune in from all over, and it's just very interesting for us to see where you're all from. We encourage you to ask some questions. We'll do our best to answer them. If Helen or Jenny have answered them, during this program today, if they've answered it, or I know they're going to answer it, I won't ask them, but we'll ask some questions periodically throughout if they haven't answered anything. So we encourage you to send along your questions. Today is Thursday, January 14th, 2021. And we will post this to our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our YouTube. And So Kind of Wonderful will also post this to their social media platforms afterwards as well. So if you missed it or you want to rewatch, we will be here for you to come back to see us. Behind me is a beautiful quilt. It's called Metro Rings. It's made by Helen and Jenny of So Kind of Wonderful. And we'll have them tell you a little bit more about it as we go into the program. I'm not sure if all of you are aware that Helen and Jenny are now Free Spirit designers. We're very excited about that. They released their first line in October of 2020, and it's called Modcloth, and it consists of 22 different designs, or SKUs as we call them. So if you hear us use either one, they're interchangeable. And they are here to share all of that with you and some other surprises along the way today. So we're really excited to have them with us. We're excited to have you with us. Thank you for tuning in. We always are very excited to have all of our fellow sewing enthusiasts with us every week. So thank you for that. I would like to change it from my spotlight video over to Helen and Jenny. So let me see if I can do this. We had a little trouble before. So let me see, add spotlight video. Let me see. I think it's them now. Yes, it's both of you. Hello.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Welcome, Helen and Jenny. We're so happy to have you again. So Kind of Wonderful. Here are the faces behind the brand. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Well,
so I know you have a lot. Go ahead.
Oh, just thank you for the invitation for this.
We are thrilled to have you. So we would love it if you would share a little bit about yourselves and, tell us whatever it is that you'd like to tell us, first about yourselves and then about your many levels of business that you have. So we would love to hear all about it.
Okay.
All right. Well, if it looks like I'm standing really close to Helen, it's because we're sharing ear pods. So don't think this is weird. It's just how we are right now.
Actually, it's not that weird for us.
No.
Scary.
So
you guys are great.
And I'm taller, so I might have to squat. Just
no. Be tall. I'm happy being short. Okay, we are sisters. So there's a lot of the back and forth. We are 10 years apart in age, and you have to guess which one is older.
Me. Just kidding.
Me.
I live in Utah. I just moved from Washington State about 3 months ago. And
how long did you live in Washington State?
25 years, a long time. So
Wow.
this is a big move for me and my family. I have 6 children, 3 live at home and 3 are gone. So I have a high schooler, a middle schooler, and an elementary schooler, and they're all boys at home right now.
Wow.
So it's fun. We love it here. We love the sun. So we lived on the west side in Washington, so lots of rain. So we are loving the sun.
Yes.
And it's been great because Salt Lake right now doesn't have any snow. Have you even had any?
Nope. It's so nice.
But it is cold.
Yeah.
And I live in Arizona, Queen Creek, Arizona, and it is sunny. And even though the winter's been a little chilly, we don't get snow and we can swim all year and the sun comes out. So yeah. And I don't have any kids at home. I have 5 children. I'm counting the grandkids, 4 grandkids, 2 more on the way. You know, our family's growing in different ways right now with grandkids coming. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
Wow. That's awesome. Thank you for telling us that.
Yeah. So we're happy to connect with all of you watching right now. We have missed just, you know, being present and seeing all of our quilting friends at all the events. So
we thought we should put on masks so you would recognize us.
Yeah. Ha.
No, ha. Actually, I was on the plane yesterday and a quilting friend got on and I am almost 100% positive it was her, but I had my mask on and she couldn't tell if it was me and I couldn't tell and we kind of looked at each other. So, yeah.
Well,
don't know.
I know. Sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's not, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'd like to say, Helen, you just mentioned, you know, being a quilt market. I mean, we're all missing quilt market. And I do know that I tried to get into your booth one year at Quilt Market. I think it was last October, and your booth was rocking. So you had a lot of people in there.
Yes, we had a market's a busy and fun, high energy experience.
Yeah.
So we all hope it happens again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to share a little background, maybe a little bit of our background, quilting, design. So see, you were the first quilter.
Yes. So many moons ago, I was in charge of an after-school program for junior high kids. And I thought it would be fun to offer a quilting class where they would make just an easy block, like a log cabin. I knew nothing about quilting other than I knew the name of a log cabin block. And why I didn't think a 4-patch would be easier, that shows how little I knew. But I couldn't find anybody in our community to teach quilting to junior high kids. Oh, imagine that.
Right.
So I had kids sign up. I had 15 kids showing up on Monday. This was about Friday. I went and bought a Fons and Porter, the basics of quilting, and taught myself how to at least make a log cabin. Decided it was way too hard, and we switched to a 4-patch. So that was the beginning for me. And our little shop in Heber City, Utah was called Whimsy Cottage. And I went there. I fell in love with quilting fabric. I fell in love with color and texture. And this was 1998.
And every time I come visit Helen, she'd just be like immersed in quilting in her quilting room. And I'm like, all right, well, you got to teach me how to do this so I can do this with you. So she taught me how to make a fun Ohio Star runner.
Yes.
I'll never forget.
And we probably made 10 projects with Ohio Stars.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So that's how I started. And a few years later, I actually bought a long arm quilter and I did that professionally for about 6 years. And then,
oh wait, we should talk about we've had some phases of obsessions with blocks. The Kaleidoscope Block, remember that craze where you found your repeats
Yeah.
And you cut them into strips and.
Oh, we made tons of those.
I mean, I don't know how many.
A lot.
20. I probably made 20 kaleidoscope clothes. How many did you make? You made more than I did.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I still have a little bit of fabric that I've never cut into. It's a Valerie Wells print from way back in the day.
For a kaleidoscope.
Yes.
Quilt.
This huge chrysanthemum flower. I'm still going to make it. Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, we were just quilting. And one day I called Helen and I said, I need a change. I was immersed in customer quilts for my long arm quilting and overwhelmed. And she's like, we need to do, I don't know, maybe we should figure out some sort of like concept to piecing. I'm like, oh, that's new. No more quilting, piecing. I was all over that. And so one day I was playing around with a curve and thought, whoa, this is fun. Like there's so much more to a quilt when you add curves.
And Jenny called me and goes, we should do curves. And I went, no, we shouldn't do curves. Curves are hard. And she went, they are?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I had to unpick that little pucker every time and re-sew my curve. And she was like, oh.
Well, I was working with a very gentle curve. So I didn't have to pin my seams. I just sewed those curves together.
And she watched a YouTube video that showed the curves going away from each other. And you just brought them together. Well, that's not how I sewed the curves I had sewn.
Yeah. And then after I sewed my block, I squared it up. And I'm like, well, all right, there you go. There's got to be an easy way to cut these curves.
And she calls me and she goes, I don't know what curves you were sewing. Curves are easy.
Yeah.
And so I actually had to relearn how to sew curves. It's a different thinking process. And it took me, when you make a drunkard's path quilt, I had sewn hundreds and hundreds of curves the other way where you find the center and pin it out. So I actually had to reteach myself, oh, there's another way.
Yep. So long story short, about a year and a half of prototypes, the quick curve ruler came about in 2011, I believe.
It says 10 on there.
It says 10, but officially
it didn't sell until
2011.
Yes.
Yeah. And we fell in love with curves, and we now have more curved rulers and square rulers and long arm quilting rulers. And it's just been the funnest journey ever. And now we design fabric with Free Spirit. So
yes, we're very excited about that.
Yeah. So that's kind of our quilting background, I guess.
So let me ask a question. So I just want to make sure I heard you both properly. Make sure I was actively listening. Let me rephrase that. Okay. So Helen, you started as a piecer, and Jenny, you had a long arm business. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, Jenny she's an amazing long arm quilter. But when she first got her long arm, she called me. She goes, I need to practice. Can you send me some quilt tops? So I'm one of those piecers.
No. She's the one that advised me to get a long arm so she could send me all of her unpieced tops, unquilted tops. So that's what happened.
That is true.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a great business for Jenny because I needed someone, because I'm not piecer. I'm super fast piecer. And I piece a top and I'm super excited. And then I fold it up and throw it in the bin. And I still have probably 20 tops not quilted. And I've had a long arm for 12 years.
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah. So so I sent her a bunch of tops for her to practice on.
Yes. And it was so great. But I started doing customer quilts right away, and her tops never got pieced or quilted.
So then I had to buy. So one day I'm talking to her about long arming, and she goes, "Why don't you just buy your own machine?" Oh gosh! And it was this overwhelming, like that's such a big. And she goes, "You'll be fine. You could do this." So I did. I bought a used sewing machine head from a lady in Vegas who she shipped it to me. All those things you're not supposed to do on the internet. You just buy from a stranger. Wire money to some random person. She shipped me her long arm head, but she kept her table. So at that time I lived in Texas. So my daughter and I get on with Gamel, and I talked to Gamel, and they're like, well, we have a table here. You can just come and pick it up. Yeah, no big deal. I didn't know what a long arm table was going to look like or be like. So my daughter and I drive to Missouri, and we go to, where is it? West Plains? Yes, West Plains.
I don't know, but you're asking.
So I went there and we picked up this long arm table, and the guys are all loading it, and they're like, so it's just you two? Yeah, me and my daughter driving across the country. So
yeah,
that's why I got my long arm.
But I no longer quote for customers. That took about a year to stop that business, but just do this full time and love it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what's great, I think, about the two of you coming together as partners is that, you know, you both have the experience of the piecing and long arming. So, you know, you have a full, when you're thinking of your patterns, you're thinking of them, you know, from many, many different aspects of quilting.
Yes. And what's so exciting is now that we've designed our own fabric, we have literally created a whole quilt from start to finish on our own.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see. Can you guys, can you ladies show us? Sorry to refer to you as guys.
Yes.
That's a New England thing.
No, that's good. We like to be guys. It's good.
Yeah.
So let's show what's going on behind us, because that's really
we have
fun
a lot of viewers asking about the quilts behind you.
Okay. All right. So let's start back in this corner over here. Oh, and remember, I have to stay with Helen.
We're Siamese twins today.
Over here, this one.
Yes.
Okay.
And my daughter's magically moving the camera behind the phone. So, yeah.
Okay. This is Flower Pop. This is all done in our fabric line, Modcloth. It's also a new design, and it uses our newest curved piecing tool, the Wonder Curved Ruler. And it will be available, what did we say?
May 1st.
May 1st.
Yes.
Because the fabric ships in May. So we're thinking you're going to need this fabric to make this quilt.
And the actual pattern is a bigger version. So this is just a smaller version, but it's like a oversized lap quilt.
Yeah.
For the actual pattern.
It is. In fact, I can tell you.
And one thing we love about our fabric line, which is 26 SKUs, is our background fabrics. So all of the low volumes, and they all work really good together. So that was something we wanted to bring to our collection that's a little different than other collections. And
so every piece of fabric you see is part of the collection.
Yep.
And it was important to us when we were designing it that they had different undertones of color. Mm-hmm. So they didn't all look gray. One has a green undertone, one has a yellow.
Yep.
We wanted it to look like you curated all of these low volumes over time and from different collections, when in reality, if you can look close at it, they have repeating elements that tie them together, but they have a different undertone.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and then these amazing blocks.
Oh, well,
are we done?
Okay, one more thing on this.
Okay.
Because when we were playing with the fabric, so you design the fabric and then you think about how you're going to use it. And there's this really fun
stripe.
This stripe, we call it a stripe. It really looks like beads, you know, the beads you would hang up in a doorway. And it makes this really amazing stem to the flower. And as
that's right.
My microphone's going away.
We'll show you the fabric in a little bit.
And anyway, when we were designing the pattern, we were like, this is so cool to use this one piece of fabric in this way. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, that's very cool. I hate to put you on the spot, but let me ask, do you recall how many of the different SKUs or designs are in the background of that flower power pattern? Just roughly?
There are 10 low volume SKUs.
Okay.
So there's 26
all of
in the
them
collection.
in the background?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so there's 8 are warm, 8 are coolish, you know, that crosses over a little too. But then there's 10 that are the low volumes. And we've used everything in this.
Yep.
Looks awesome. And you can see the low volumes look really pretty in the background. And then you've got all of those pops of color. And that's a perfect pattern to do it. So nice job.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. We're really excited about it. We just need more fabric. If you know anybody that can, you know, get our fabric quicker, because, you know.
We need more fabric, Helen. We all need more fabric.
Yes, yes.
We got these small amounts that we were just like, oh, I'm afraid to cut into it because we only have a small amount.
I know. Well, you did a beautiful job with what you had. So thank you for doing that and showing us.
Oh,
now,
well.
What do you have here on our right, your left, I guess?
Yes, our left. So we got permission from Fox Chapel. It's a book that is being released this May.
No.
Sorry, this fall, 2021. My sister, Sherilyn Mortensen, and then us two are doing the book together. So it is a collection of, it's our sampler book. How many blocks? 30?
30 sampler
30
blocks.
Sampler blocks.
Wow.
And we had enough fabric to make, so we have a bunch going on in the book, but we as sisters each made a sampler quilt, all a little different. So this is my version, and I had this Modcloth fabric, so I thought, what a good way to use it.
Yeah. She had the leftovers from that quilt, this quilt, the one behind Nancy.
Get closer together.
Sharon.
The one behind Sharon, the Metro rings. So she just had the leftovers, which we like squeeze. We're like the last 2 blocks. So scan over there. Do you see those 2 holes? Yeah, we have 2 more blocks, and we just have enough fabric. But all of the fabric on these blocks are our focus fabrics and our background. So that just shows you how like you get that really kind of scrappy but organized, scrappy in one fabric collection. And you can really tell with Flower Pop, it's just kind of all mixed up, and it just feels like a full collection with a wide range of colors. But then the plan for these was to put it together like yellow stays with yellow, green stays with green. Yeah. So you got a more organized. Yeah, a better feel for what the greens all look like together. And we wanted to show like how, you know, like the yellow and orange looks together. And we wanted to bring those focus colored prints together in different color combinations. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, per each block.
Well, it looks beautiful, and it looks as though you accomplished the goals that you set out for. Could you share the name of the book?
We are not quite sure yet. We have proposed,
that's fine.
It's like Fox Chapel Wonder Curve sampler because it uses the Wonder Curve ruler, and it's a sampler. So that's how original we get.
Right.
And in the book will be, so we have 3 sampler quilts, and then we have 15 different projects using the blocks. So it'll be a fun book. Yeah, we're excited.
Definitely. And though if this is a sneak peek to what's to come, it's quite amazing. So very creative, beautiful job. And so those quilts and those blocks on the wall there, those use all of your fabrics from your upcoming collection.
Correct.
Look how great that looks. So your fabrics are working in so many different ways. That's amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
And the other thing we think is really fun about the collection, and this was the thought process when we were thinking about what it should look like, what the colors, the texture. So this is Tula's homemade.
Yep.
This is Tula's homemade. And the colors, you can see Tula always has vibrant, rich colors. And we really wanted it to work, you know, so you could pull other free spirit designers and
especially our backgrounds, like our tense, low volume skewed backgrounds will go with really any free spirit fabric.
Yeah.
We've tried it. It will work.
I believe you. It looks like it'll work. Very good.
Yeah.
Great idea to do that. It's a nice job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So as long as we're talking about new upcoming fun things, we do have a new ruler coming out, and we actually show on our fun, what is this called? This is called a
sales folder.
Sales folder.
Yes.
I was just as excited about this as I was the actual fabric, because I thought it was so cool.
I know.
So
beautiful patterns on this sales folder. So is there any way that the camera can get a little closer? Or perfect.
So this is called Diamond Days. We have 4 different projects in this sales folder, but this one is Diamond Days. And as you can see, it is not curved piecing. So we've actually created a ruler with this angle straight cut in it. And so we'll show you the ruler. We have a prototype here today, and that will be released beginning of May. So we're excited about that. And that's called April. Beginning of April. And that is called the Quick Straight Ruler. Creative,
not to be
right?
confused with the Quick Curved Ruler.
Yes.
we
thought,
boy, we went really deep for that name, let me tell you.
Yeah. So you don't talk, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Helen, if you can hear me, but I know, but while Jenny stepped away, can you lift that sales folder up so we can see the Metro rings? So that's the quilt that's behind me, and everyone will see that again in a little bit, but there's another view of it. So again, beautiful. You can see where the colors are really strong, and they have those low volumes in the background and how fantastic they all look together. Helen, can you show us any of the other ones that are on the folder while we're there? I don't want to. Perfect.
So this is Chic Country. Chic Country is a very popular pattern we have, and
uses the quick curve
ruler.
Uses
the original quick curve ruler. This is a really great mix up of colors. Sometimes we show it more organized, but we really love how this one just throws everything together.
But look at the background fabrics. It's so pretty.
That
one. Yep.
And then
really
we have one
great pattern too.
One more. Oh, we have two more.
We have two more. So we have Flower Pop.
And that's the one behind you, correct?
Yes.
That you showed us, right?
Yep.
And it's 76 by 77. So it's a good size. Twin queen. It's almost a queen. Really a nice size quilt. And then this one is a sampler pattern, Sedona, which has been out for a couple of years, but we thought this was a really fun way to show off the fabric with the, you put your pinks and oranges and purples together for a whole row. You do your blues and greens. So that really shows the different mix of the
warms and cools.
Yes, warms and cools with all that fun background fabric being part of the collection.
Absolutely. Yep. They look beautiful. Thank you for showing us those.
And then we'll just open that up.
Oh, we should show.
Right. There's the whole collection, but so this is on our sales folder, and this is, the whole collection, all 26 SKUs. You can see the bright pops of color in there, plus the low volume fabrics and all the different design elements that you have in there. They have a larger scale, they've got smaller, they have medium size. So you ladies have really covered a lot of ground.
Well,
we're quilters.
We're quilters.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's the most important thing. We're quilters first.
Yeah.
So we always were thinking about, well, what's going to happen if I cut that up really small? What'll it look like if I cut it up big?
Yep.
And,
exactly.
Oh, I need a stripe. Well, what can act as a stripe? So, and a dot, and we cover the basics, right?
Yeah, and while we're showing, we've got this really fun Modcloth throw right here, but a lot of our designs were inspired by vintage cloth and Modcloth. So this little dash, we call that dash, that is just a really small version of this actual Modcloth row. So kind of, it's fun to see it together.
Right. You get your inspiration from all kinds of places when you're, you know, have freedom to design like this, huh?
Exactly.
The dash, since we're talking about that black and white dash. So sometimes you look at something that has strong, black and white is a strong combination. So last night when we were making the blocks up here.
Till 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. We're grateful.
This one at the very top, look how fun it is with that black and white acting as this secondary. It's not just background fabric, it's kind of creating its own.
A part of the design to the block.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Really fun.
It almost looks like it's already stitched.
Yes, it almost does.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really fun when you're using your own fabric and you figure out more fun things about it that you didn't even know you did. So.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, so back to that cool straight ruler we were talking about.
Too, yes.
This is called the quick straight ruler. So there it is.
Wow.
And as you can see, if anyone's familiar with our rulers, it's the same idea. So we have a grid, we have a curve cutout, a straight cutout. I've said that way too many times. A straight cutout, and you just place your ruler over your fabric. And then you cut.
Little marks. So we have, if you know our rulers, we like to give you little bonus marks that are super easy to use.
Yeah.
So you don't always have to measure, you're just positioning and cutting.
Mm-hmm. So we're excited to come out with new designs with this ruler. We have a few already. And so stay tuned. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
When is that ruler coming out?
April 1st.
Yeah.
Okay. So in April, you've got your new ruler releasing. In May, you have your new collection shipping to stores. And in the fall, you have a new book coming out with the sampler.
Yes.
Yeah.
You already have tons of patterns on your website at sokindofwonderful.com.
We do. We have over 100, more than 100 designs.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a combination of 4 books, right?
Yes.
3 books,
4 books.
4 books. We have several sampler patterns.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of standalone patterns, and we have so many more in the works.
Yes. And speaking of that, we do want to mention that we are starting a trunk show program because we have oodles of quilts just sitting here. So we are organizing a program. So you can go to our website and you can pick a trunk show, and we send it out to your shop. It'll be there for a month.
You can see when it's available.
Yep.
It comes with a, certain product just standard with it.
So we're going to try to make it as easy not user friendly, shop friendly. So shop owners, yes,
we feel you. You cannot piece all of these quilts. Yeah. We already did.
Yeah.
You should be able to take our quilts.
We have lots.
And put them up. I mean, Brittany, we should show them. It's just like this.
So, yeah.
You see all those suitcases?
Oh, wow.
Every one of them is filled with quilts.
And that's not all of them. So
I left so many more at home.
So we did want to mention that. We're excited about that.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome.
Our quilts should be somewhere getting love and not in a suitcase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, exactly. I totally agree with you. So any of our viewers, if they're shop owners, they should be contacting a local shop owner, let them know that you'd love to see So Kind of Wonderful quilts in the shop. If you are a shop owner, contact So Kind of Wonderful. Hundreds of quilts already made, already ready to pop up. Now, I think that there's another quilt that you haven't quite shown us yet over there on your left still.
Yep.
Yes. So this is
That's very cool.
We really know what the fabrics look like in their own color families. And then, of course, it's nature. I have to stand closer.
There we go.
It's nature. Trees, spring, summer, fall, winter.
Yeah.
We will work this up as a free pattern. So this will be free. We'll put it on our website free. We can send it to Free Spirit. You guys can have it because it's just a really fun way to show off this line.
And all of these background strips are really fun.
Yes.
Wow.
That uses the, yeah.
You ladies have made a lot of quilts with very little fabric. I want to.
We're quilters.
we should show them what we have left.
Okay.
Yeah, you should.
All right.
We should, because I think, Sharon, you know how much you sent us, which was not. Oh, I'm on the side.
Okay. So
before you start, somebody's asking your website. So the website is sokindofwonderful.com.
SEW.
SEW. That's right.
Yeah.
SEW.
Yep.
So kind of wonderful.
Yeah.
.com. Okay. So Nancy or Lindsay posted it up on our
Oh,
notes.
good.
Yep.
Okay.
I meant to say that earlier, that they'll be answering, putting up links and making comments as we go. I know you're still there. We can still talk.
Okay, good. I'm the important one. I have the talking piece.
Exactly. And Jenny, while you're there, did you say the name of the quilt that you were just showing us there on that back wall?
That's Helen's creation. So come up with, maybe we'll.
Ooh, we should take suggestions. We would love suggestions for this.
Yes, and yes,
we should.
Yes. Are we doing a giveaway today?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because we're gonna have a giveaway at the end. So let's talk about that again. Look at that.
Yes, isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Yes, Miss Tula, she knows how to do it.
She does.
And shout out to Tula. She was our mentor when we were talking about designing fabric. We really didn't know what we were doing. We knew how to write a pattern. We know how to develop a tool. We know how to market that. And she held our hand and she gave us really good feedback. And sometimes you just need to hear and it's not a quick process.
No. Like our first run of what we thought were amazing designs, no. So,
which was good. And we got really good feedback from Tula and some other people at Free Spirit.
Yes.
Which was great, because I really feel like where this collection got to is right off the bat. We love it. It's usable. It works with other,
Yep. It took time to get there. It's not easy. It's a huge learning curve.
Kudos to all of the fabric designers out there.
Yes.
So. Well, the Free Spirit design team, they work really hard. I know that. And we have great designers like you, amongst others, and we're really excited to have you join us. So we're glad that you have great mentors. That's wonderful that, Tula was able to, help guide you along the way, as I'm sure that our design team did as well. So we're already getting all kinds of suggestions for that quilt behind you.
Oh,
good.
Exciting.
Okay. So what?
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
Well, you guys are going to have to decide if we're going to have a giveaway. Yeah. So we'll have them put all the, have everybody put in all of their suggestions.
I'll get rid of mine.
And then you'll have to pick a name.
Okay.
So what were you going to show us here, Jenny? Is there something in?
You're good. Oh, well, Helen just took her earpiece out.
Because it went ding, 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 ding.
So. It went, you lost battery.
Yeah, but I'm good. It's good.
Okay.
So.
No, it's all right. I can talk and.
Yep, I can hear you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Helen's going to share with us her
a little bit.
We all are inspired. We're both inspired a little differently. I'm inspired by just taking fabric, cutting, and creating. But Helen has spent hours drawing different designs in her little sketchbooks.
Yeah.
So she wants to talk about that.
So I found sketchbooks one day at Barnes & Noble.
Oh, show that one.
Oh, that's a fun one. So I found sketchbooks at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, these are really cool. They have a grid, and then they have a solid open part. So I bought one, and then I quickly filled it up, And you can see I sketch out little
Characters.
Yeah.
This was Mrs. Claus. If I had made her this scale, she would have been about 6 feet tall.
Oh.
So just because you can draw it doesn't mean that's the quilt you should make.
Right.
Right.
She was massive. So I had to redesign her. There's so many in here.
We have, we just came out with a really fun nativity scene pattern last Christmas called Starry Night. And so we have all the wise men, baby Jesus, Mary, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
so
wow.
that uses our Wonder Curve ruler. That's anyway. So yeah, that's part of our design process when we come up with patterns.
And sometimes Jenny and Brittany were working a show and they really wanted to make an avocado block. And so I got a phone call, hey, did we have an avocado sketched out? And I did. It was in my book. So I grabbed the book, I sent them a picture, and then they could make it off of that.
Yeah.
Here we have a little bunny that we threw out around Easter time.
Yep. So that's available. It's a pattern, one of our patterns. So we got,
nice to see where the inspiration starts.
So yeah.
Okay.
So any questions? I mean,
that's what I'm looking for right now. We're getting a lot of comments of people saying that they love the backgrounds. The backgrounds are great. Let me see, it's hard to find good backgrounds. So they're very happy with that. They're asking the names of some patterns, but we've already told many of the names of the patterns. A lot of beautiful, a lot of praise. People are very complimentary of what you ladies are doing, saying that they have to get some of the low volumes, love that. They want to, love that quilt. They like the quick straight ruler.
Okay.
Yes, we found out that not everybody wants to sew curves. So even though we love curves, we recognize it's not everybody's thing. But quilting is, so much fun. So we're
excited to design with straight lines.
We've actually had to kind of rethink, how do we sew a straight line and make it super interesting, which sounds really weird.
Always a challenge, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, was there anything else that you ladies wanted to talk about?
Yes, but it disappeared out of my brain 2 seconds
ago. We're just excited. We're just excited to, if you know us, we will continue designing with our fabric and inspiring. That's what we try. We're all home sewing. So
yes,
we will keep sewing and designing. And
a big part of our kind of philosophy is, we have several tools, but we will show you so many different ways to use that same tool. And the quick curve ruler has 40 different patterns you can use just using that one. We have free patterns on our website. We don't want you to not be inspired. So just because it's a great design doesn't mean we sell all of them. We throw them out there for free. Because that's a big part of the quilting community, is we all kind of get inspiration from each other. And sometimes you don't want to wait to, you just want to share it with everyone.
Right. Yeah. I like your philosophy. There's Catherine Luthen says she can't wait to get the fabrics in our store here in Norway. We love everything you do.
We love you, Catherine.
Yes. Hello, Catherine. We
know
miss you.
That Norway's watching.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So, and for any viewers out there watching and you don't own a shop, but you have your favorite shop, let them know that you saw this fabric, that you love the low volumes, you love the colors, you love how easy it is. It plays well with so many different designs. So
we were so excited to debut this at market and we didn't get to. So spread the love for us.
Yes.
Anyway,
but we're all disappointed not to get to go to market, and we totally hear you, Jenny. It's it's very disappointing, but
do what we can.
You ladies have really given us a great view of your collection and how to use it. It is very, excuse me, inspirational. You know, you've used it in so many different ways. And I mean, we feel really lucky to even have a sneak peek at that book, I have to say.
Oh, well,
we're super excited. And we've done, this will be our fourth. Yes, our third book though, where we are collaborating with Sherilyn, our third sister.
Yep.
Actually, we have another sister, but and Sherilyn is an amazing long arm quilter and an amazing designer, and we have so much fun collaborating with her. And when we designed the blocks for the sampler book, we probably had 60 blocks. So between all three of us,
we had to bring it down to 30.
It was really hard to say, well, I guess we could have done more, but that quilt would have been massive.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that would have.
Anyway, we've had a lot of fun playing quilting with each other.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's great that you have one another to bounce ideas off of, as well as the quilting community. You're right. I mean, quilters are always very giving, you know, and thoughtful in terms of ideas and inspiration. And we all get loads of ideas off of one another, which is really keeps us all going, right?
Yep, yes, exactly.
Exactly. So we were going to do a couple of giveaways today. By any chance, do you have any of those patterns?
Oh, yes. Oh, we do have patterns.
Well, let's do
that one with the tool.
Ooh, look at that.
Starry Night. And that uses the Wonder Curve ruler.
Wow.
And the Wonder Curve ruler has colored lines on it. It has blue, orange, and black lines. So the pattern will tell you, oh, line your fabric up with the blue line and cut. Use the yellow or the orange line and cut. So we thought about how can we even make our tools easier? Add color. I'm a former teacher. I know how much color helps cement things in your brain. It's a huge part of the brain research they've done.
Now I know why I do color charts.
Yes, exactly.
And why quilters use color. Yes.
Right, exactly. All right, so we neglected to talk about the question, but I think the question arose during the during this presentation. So
yes,
so we ask all, you know, everyone that's watching, the quilt that's right behind Jenny's to our right, but over her left shoulder, yes, that quilt. If you come up with a quilt name that Helen and Jenny decide that they would like to name that, they will be the winner, and they will get that pattern, that ruler, and we will send them a bundle of Free Spirit fabrics to go with it. We don't know what.
Awesome. Yes, I think that's a great, I'm excited to read all the suggestions.
Yeah.
I had in my mind a name, but my names aren't that exciting. So this would be fun to have other.
Right. No, there's some pretty good ones. There's some pretty good ones that are coming through. So I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and pleased with what's coming through. So I would like to thank both of you for being with us today. I'm afraid I've had a little difficulty today with the spotlight video, as you both know. And in the beginning, we weren't quite spotlight. We are now. So I don't want to switch it back to myself and fear that they may, you know, we may see nothing at this point.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave you both on, but I'd like to thank you both for coming and joining us today. I'd like to thank you all of our viewers for joining us today. If you have any questions about today's presentation, go to SoKindOfWonderful.com or come to freespiritfabrics.com. We always encourage you to reach out to your local quilt shop. You know, tell them that you saw this presentation today and that you are very, very interested in this Modcloth collection by So Kind of Wonderful.
And by the 1st of March, correct, Sharon? It has to be ordered.
Oh, right. Shops should order it now.
Right, yeah. Shops should order now, but consumers that are shopping at those shops, it will be delivering in the month of May.
Right.
So I'm just trying to do a quick recap here, but you're right, absolutely. The fabric is going to order soon. You've got the ruler coming out in April, the fabric ships in May, and you have a book coming out in the fall. And then as we mentioned previously, you already have a bunch of patterns on your website. And come to freespiritfabrics.com if you have any questions about this collection or any others. We have lots of projects that are already out there on our website, so you can go there and take a look and you know, continue to be inspired. We always hope that we're inspiring everybody. So thank you, ladies.
All right. Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Sharon.
You're welcome. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. You did a great job, and we will talk to you soon. And thank you to you. We love you all, and we'll see you next time on Inspired by Free Spirit. Thank you, ladies.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Sharon.